All year, we're focusing on elections as part of our coverage of Your Vote 2018. We're looking at the races and issues you'll be thinking about when you go to the polls. This week, we're taking a closer look at the race for U.S. Senate, especially the Republican primary, which has gained some steam in the last week. Former State Senator Kelly Ward, former Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio, and Congresswoman Martha McSally are vying for the seat currently held by Senator Jeff Flake. And here to discuss what these latest developments mean for Arizona's campaign season, we're joined by the Tucson Weekly's Jim Nintzel and KVOI's radio Chris DeSimone, host of Wake Up Tucson. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Let's start with you, Chris. You're a morning radio guy. You hear a lot of chatter about what's important to people. When they talk about the Senate race, what are they looking for in their next senator?
Well, some of them, if they lean a little closer to the right, don't want Jeff Flake. And watching the dynamic of these three folks because of Joe Arpaio and Kelly Ward definitely veering harder to the right than Congresswoman McSally, just watching that dynamic and how Martha plays according to how those two do their business is really kind of a fascinating thing to watch.
Well, what you're seeing, I think, is Martha McSally embracing Donald Trump in a way that she hasn't previously. You know, when she ran in 2014 or 2016, she did not endorse Donald Trump. She was asked whether she would vote for Donald Trump. She said she was not going to say whether she would vote for Donald Trump, but when she came out and announced her campaign, she was all in on Trump, saying, you know, she's going to support him. So I think what's happening there is you're seeing Martha recognize that when you go up against Donald Trump, it doesn't end well. You see what happened with Jeff Flake. John McCain tried to challenge Donald Trump, and he has not fared well with that either.
Chris, though, are the same Republicans who voted for Donald Trump aligning themselves or continuing to align themselves with Donald Trump, or have they moved away?
I think some have moved away, probably not as many as you think in the state of Arizona. And I think what Martha is trying to do is she knows she's very good at following the plan. And I think her and her strategy folks have sat down together and said, what is going to get you this primary? And then what is going to set you up where she has to do a little bit of a moderation dance when she gets to Kyrsten Sinema in the general election.
I think what you're going to see if Kyrsten Sinema comes out is on top in the Democratic primary, which is more than likely at this point, and Martha comes out on top in the Republican primary. Two of the most ambitious political women in the state going up head to head with one another. And this has not been a state that's been kind to Democrats in recent years. You look at the polling right now, it does look like a Democratic wave is forming, but there's a lot of time between now and November, and a lot could happen.
CD2 is about to become very interesting yet again. A lot of different factors make this a race to watch. The Republican primary, though, looking like it might be maybe at this point just Leah Marquez Peterson. Chris?
I think the decks are going to be cleared for Leah by the powers that be. She has close relationship with the governor and his apparatus in Phoenix. You know, Mr. Click and other senior Republicans, that's their candidate. So if someone else wants to run against Leah, they're swimming upstream and they're probably not going to get a lot of money.
And the Democrats, Jim, want this seat very badly. We've already seen a couple names jump in the race, including Dr. Matt Hines, who is saying, why not me? I'm going to try it again.
Matt Hines, who lost badly to Martha McSally last time out. You got Ann Kirkpatrick coming down after losing her Senate race against John McCain and having represented Congressional District 1, which kind of dips into southern Arizona. A lot of Democrats want a piece of this action. I suspect Kirkpatrick is definitely going to lead the race in terms of fundraising and name ID, but again, a lot of surprises in the political arena these days.
Chris, why do you suppose CD2 is so highly sought after?
In the end, every seat more than ever is precious. And we've seen switching to from the Democrats to the Republicans on controlling that big honeypot that's called the federal budget and what comes with it is uber important, and that's what both sides are fighting for.
Without a doubt. I mean, this is a district that's 1/3 Republican, 1/3 Democrat, 1/3 independent, roughly speaking. Yep. So it's extraordinarily competitive, and this is a year where the polling, at least at this point, shows Democrats with a huge lead, double-digit lead in the generic ballot, Democrats versus Republicans. How that plays out here remains to be seen. There's that saying, all politics are local, but I think most races are, at least for Congress, are nationalized these days. We'll see who comes out of that Democratic primary and how they match up against, presumably, Leah Marquez Peterson.
The amount of money that's going to get pounded into this race is unbelievable.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of TV ads, a lot of mailers, all the rest of that. The candidates will raise a lot of money on their own, but the amount of money coming in from third parties will dwarf that.